Debbie Marcoux is licensed by the Department of Financial Institutions and MLS ID 237926. Also licensed in Arizona 0941504, Florida LO 76508, Georgia 69178, Idaho, Nevada 57237, Oregon, Tennessee 184373, Texas, Washington MLO 237926.
She's a mortgage mom. She can get things done when you're in need and don't know where to go. Pick up the phone and call Mom.
Welcome to Mortgage Mom Radio. I am Debbie Marcoux, and I am the Mortgage Mom. Every week, I am bringing you information all about real estate and mortgage, everything that we can do to educate you for your family and your financial future. Remember that this is my opinion. This is me giving you education. This is not me giving you advice. So I do need to make sure that I am putting that in there. My attorney will love me for that. Anyway, welcome to Mortgage Mom Radio. Like I said, I'm Debbie Marcoux. I am the Mortgage Mom, and we do this show every single week on Mondays and Wednesdays at 1 p.m. I don't know about all of you out there watching the show, but the flu has been going around here in our area and at our office. So I do apologize. This Monday and last Monday, my girls that were supposed to go on did have kids with the flu, and now they have the flu. And boy, has it been a fun year for us. So do apologize. There was no show last Wednesday. There was no show, last Monday. There was no show this Monday, but here I am every Wednesday at 1 o'clock. And if you don't want to miss a show, make sure that you guys do text me. Text the word mom to 844-935-3634. That's 844 We Lend for You. That's WELEND and the number 4. That is going to get you opted in to get one text message a week so that you do not miss a show. You're not going to get a text message twice a week, even though we are here and we are doing it live on YouTube, but you will get a text message once a week to make sure that we are not bombarding you or spamming you. That is also the best telephone number to call the office to get yourself your free phone consultation. That is also the telephone number to get that phone app that is so awesome, and all of my clients absolutely love it. It has some amazing calculators. You can watch the YouTube, you can listen to the podcast, you can send us emails, you can apply for your loan, you can do just about everything through the phone app. And if you're like me and you don't like to open up your computer when you get home at night, the phone app is pretty awesome. It's a great tool. So again, you text the word mom to 844-935-3634. That is how you would also get the link to get that phone app on your phone. Keep in mind, if you do go to the iTunes store or Google Play, you will see a Mortgage Mom Radio app, but that is for once you are in motion with a new loan. So we are using that application to do your disclosures and send you all of the information that you need during your loan process. That is different than listening to the podcast, running calculators, using the affordability calculator, sending me a message, listening to the podcast, and watching YouTube. I do want to tell you guys this is an interactive show, so I want to make sure that you are asking me your questions. Put those into the feed. Let me know that you are there, that you are watching, and I'm going to read those out loud and answer them for you. I did have Heidi jump on, and she says, "Hi, my favorite gal." Heidi, thank you so much. It's been a little while since you've been on, so we definitely need to get you back in the studio. That is for sure. And Armando jumps in and he says, "Just spoke with Heather and love your service. She told me about today's live stream since I was looking for financing to add an ADU." So Armando, thank you so much for joining and tuning in and watching. Unfortunately, literally last minute, the gentleman that I had that was going to be coming on to talk to us about ADUs today was unable to join, and we had to actually reschedule him for a little bit later in April. So he will be on. He will be coming on to talk all about ADUs. He has financing available when we don't. So that was the nice piece about having him come on. He does help to coordinate the financing, coordinate the contractors to get out and get you bids. So he will be a really great person to get on the show. But unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to do that show today. So, and you said, "Oh no, it's okay." But Armando, thank you so much. I really appreciate you did join. I hope you enjoy the show. I hope you get something great from it. it. I know that you, I believe, are building an ADU, or you also work with people that do the ADUs. I'm not really sure. Heather kind of gave me a very, very quick synopsis before I sat in the seat, but we will definitely speak with you as well if you could be a good resource for us. So again, this is Mortgage Mom Radio. It's interactive. I want you guys to put your questions in the feed. That is the best way for me to help you. If you're thinking about a question and I answer it for you, the chances of somebody else with that same question are very, very high. So make sure you guys do that. Anyway, so today, what is today's episode going to be about? Today, we're going to talk about interest rates. I know that that's something that we've talked about quite a bit. Last week was all about the Federal Reserve saying that they were increasing the interest rate by 0.25%. They plan to do that 6 more times this year. And they're planning to do that. They did say again in 2023, I believe it was 3 times. So we did talk a lot last week about that Federal Reserve rate hike and, you know, what that means to you. But today we're going to talk about some alternative programs as we've been seeing the interest rates jump up a bit and very, very quickly. Me and all of the girls we had a team meeting yesterday, you know, a quick Zoom call, and we were actually laughing about, you know, we were in the 3s and we sneezed and the 4s were gone and we're now in the 5s. So, you know, the interest rates have moved quite quickly and they've moved up quite, you know, fast. And there's going to be a lot of sticker shock. There's going to be a lot of people calling to get refinances started, maybe want to do some debt consolidation, and they're going to hear an interest rate that they're not used to hearing. So I thought it would be really good for me to explain different program types, some other options that are available. I think that there's a misconception that many people have had over the years about adjustable rate mortgages being bad. It's been many years, and I know that Heidi can jump right in right now and actually be part of that conversation, but I don't think I've actually done a 2-1 or 3-1 buy down, even a 1-year buy down. I have not done a buy down since probably 2006. So it's just a market that we're getting into again, where these programs could very, very well be helpful and beneficial to you. And it's something that we want to educate you and teach you about and make sure that you understand what they are. Heather jumps on. She says, my pleasure. It was great speaking with you today. So Armando also said, thank you, Heather. So again, this is a live show. We're doing this on YouTube. It's Wednesday, 1 p.m. Pacific time right now. And you guys, if you're listening by radio on Saturday or Sunday, if you want to join in and be part of it, you have to watch us do it on the YouTube channel. So if you search Mortgage Mom Radio, you will find us. You will find my website, mortgagemomradio.com. You will find us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and we're doing the show on YouTube, and it's also going to Facebook every week, and Twitch, which I don't have very many followers on Twitch. I'm trying really hard. There's going to be a gamer one day that does need to get a loan, so hopefully my Twitch streaming will come in handy at some point. Heidi jumped on, and she said, I have not done one since at least 06 or 07, and that's exactly what I just said. I don't think I've done one since 06. So again, when we, talk about programs, it depends on where we're at with timing. We have been on the rate down elevator for numerous years now, and we're now on the escalator, and it's been a really long time since we've been on that escalator, and so very important to make sure that we're educating you and getting you prepared and knowing what your options are, not just a 30-year fixed rate. So today, like I said, I'm going to be talking about adjustable rates, but also buy downs, which is a very, very cool program. And we're going to take a super quick break. And when I get back, I'm going to start talking about those. So once again, if you have any questions that you'd like me to answer, please go ahead and put those into the feed. If you are listening by radio on Saturday or Sunday, if you guys want to get an appointment to talk to somebody today, feel free to call the office. It's 844-935-3634. You can go to the website, mortgagemomradio.com. You can book an appointment right there. We're taking calls Saturday and Sunday. And then obviously, if you guys call that number during the week, Monday through Friday, we're doing live transfers, or you can book your appointment to get on my calendar and speak with me directly. So let's take that quick break. We'll be right back, and we're going to get into the fun. All right. Well, welcome back to Mortgage Mom Radio. I am Debbie Marcoux, and I am the Mortgage Mom. We are bringing you all of the education and information that you need to make sure that you guys stay on top of everything that is available to you and the very best ways for you to get into property, whether it's your first home, second property, you're starting your investment portfolio, whatever that might be. That is why we are here, and we're bringing you information every single week. So today we are talking about adjustable rate mortgages and buy downs. Why are we talking about those today? Well, as you all know, interest rates are starting to go up. They've gone up pretty quickly. We're starting to get to a point where getting into an interest rate in the 4s is getting a little bit more difficult, and we're starting to even see some of those 5s pop up. If you have a little bit lower credit score, you're trying to do cash out on a refinance, and you've got a little bit higher loan to value, you're going to see that those interest rates are in the 5s. If you're looking at an investment property, in the 5s, guys. So we literally sneezed and we lost our 4s, and we're getting there. Now, there are some people, very low loan to value, very high credit scores that we're still going to see in the 4s today. Is that going to stick around for long? We don't know, but it's been moving pretty quickly. That rate escalator is on the way up. I want to remind everybody to put your questions in the feed. I'm here to help you and answer those for you. I'm going to read them out loud as we go through the show. And again, if you're listening on Saturday or Sunday by radio, you guys can call and get your answers today. Just book an appointment or follow us, do it with us live on YouTube. Go to YouTube, subscribe to my channel, and click that notification bell and turn it to all. That way you don't miss a show when we go live. I've got Susan. She jumps on. She says, tell Heather and Heidi they are doing an amazing job for us. They have made this process so easy. Can't thank your team enough. Susan, thank you. We can't thank you enough. And, I wish that people that were listening, I wish I could get some of our past clients on the show to actually give you guys, some of the real feedback of what their experience was with Mortgage Mom Radio, because we do just try so hard. And I truly do hand select everybody on the team that I feel will work well together, works very similar to me. And there just isn't a bad person on this team. And we're all working so hard for you guys. So Heather did jump on one more time and she says, hi, Susan and Mario. You guys are amazing. I love working with you. So again, Susan, thank you for jumping in and saying that. It's always nice to give us, our team, a little pat on the back, publicly. So that was awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much. So adjustables, let's do this, right? Let's get into these adjustables and buy downs. So number one, over, the last 7 years that interest rates have been dropping basically on the down elevator. We have been really preaching 30-year fixed, 30-year fixed, 30-year fixed. Obviously, right? If somebody calls me and says, hey, what do you think? Should I get an adjustable rate mortgage at 2.5%, or should I take a 30-year fixed at 3%? I'm going to say take the 30-year fixed at 3%. Why would you take an adjustable that could possibly change later? You're putting yourself at risk if you did stay in the loan, right? All of those things are accurate. Everything that we said was accurate, right? The interest rates were so low that why would you not put that 30-year fixed on the books, right? Take that money and hold on to it. However, we're not in that position anymore. We're not looking at a 30-year fixed at 3% that we're offering. We're not looking at a 30-year fixed at 4% that we're offering. We're looking at things that are in the high 4s and getting into those 5s, right? So now things are a little bit different. Now we're talking about a little bit higher interest rate. Again, still fantastic interest rates that are still below historical lows. If you look at what an average interest rate was over the last 20 to 30 years, you're talking about rates in the 7.5%, 8%. However, it is still a sticker shock to many people to hear that that's where interest rates are today for a mortgage loan. And maybe you were pre-approved for a mortgage last year, and the pre-approval was done at an interest rate of, 3.5 or 3.25 or 3.75. Maybe you called us in January and we did your pre-approval at 4.25. And now all of a sudden we're talking 5 or 5.25, depending on if you have a 5% down or a 3% down, right? So why would we look at an adjustable rate? Well, Adjustables, many of them, they come in different loans, shapes, and sizes, right? Everything, just like there's a 30-year fix, just like there's a different borrower, different credit scores, different equity, different down payment amounts. Every buyer, every borrower is different. So in this situation, there are multiple adjustable rate mortgages that can be chosen from, and you can select the one that works for you. The nice thing about an adjustable is that it's typically going to give you a lower interest rate than what you could obtain if you were doing a 30-year fixed. Because it is an adjustable rate, it is going to give you a lower beginning, a lower start rate. So that is one of the main benefits to doing an adjustable. Now let's talk about the different kinds of adjustables and why would you select one over another. So there are 1-year adjustables where you are starting at a particular rate, and every year that rate changes. There's going to be a cap, and that cap is usually about 5%. So every single year, the rate could change by 1% per year, putting you at a maximum adjustment of 5% above where you start. I don't usually like a 1-year adjustable. I just don't think that gives people enough time to, be in the home before things could start adjusting and payments getting out of hand. So that would not necessarily be a go-to for me, but maybe somebody that is buying something as a quick flip, they're going to buy it, fix it, turn it over and sell it. Maybe that makes sense. So it's just something that we would explore based on the person and the scenario and, what they're looking and trying to do. The next thing we have is a 3-year ARM. So you could be at a start rate, whatever that start rate is, for 3 years. After 3 years, then the loan starts to adjust. And again, it's going to adjust sometimes every 6 months, sometimes once a year, and it's going to have a maximum cap, sometimes 5%, sometimes 6%. So there's many, many different programs, but when you hear 3-year ARM to give you that education, that means that your rate is locked in for 3 years. Before it starts its adjustment phase. We also have a 5-year ARM, a 7-year ARM, and a 10-year ARM. So again, remember, 5 years fixed, 7 years fixed, 10 years fixed, right? So depending on you and your scenario, one of those might make sense. I personally really like the 7 and the 10-year ARMs. Why do I like those programs? Why would that be something that I would select over one of the shorter terms? Well, if you actually go to Mr. Google Pants and you guys type in what is the average length of time that a person will hold their mortgage, the answer that will typically come up on most sites that you'll see is 3 to 4 years. Most people are in a mortgage for about 3 to 4 years before they get out of that mortgage, whether that be selling the home and moving or whether that be refinancing for something, right? Paying off debt, doing home improvement, getting cash. They had an equity line of credit that's adjusting on them, and now they're trying to consolidate the two pieces together. Maybe they're trying to remove mortgage insurance, get out of an FHA. Maybe they're trying to pay off their VA. They have equity so that they can use their VA again to go buy another house. So there's many, many reasons why somebody might get out of a mortgage, not necessarily sell the home, possibly sell, but not necessarily sell, but actually get out of the mortgage. So 3 to 4 years is on average the typical term that somebody would hold a mortgage note open. Obviously, over the time in the mortgage business that I've had, I have many clients that have come to me who have had their mortgage for 15, 17, 20 years, right? There are those people that get that mortgage and they sit in it, but it's not the standard. It's not the average of what happens. So in that situation, because we know that that is the typical, then I really like those 7 to 10-year ARMs. They're giving you a lower start rate, and they are fixed. They are locked in for that first 7 years or for that first 10 years. So they're helping you to obtain a lower rate at the beginning. You're saving money all that time that you do hold that loan. And the chances of you still being in that loan in 7 to 10 years are pretty slim. So again, I don't know you. I don't know your personal scenario. I don't know your situation. I have to have a one-on-one conversation with you to determine if an adjustable rate mortgage is right for you. But if I say, hey, we can get you into an adjustable that is fixed for the first 10 years, and you know that this is your starter home, you know that your plan is, I'm getting into a 2-bedroom today, but when we have a kid or two, we're going to need a bigger house. Then we know that a 10-year ARM is realistically going to get you to the finish line that you're going to be in that home. And if that rate could be 0.5% or 0.75% lower than what you'd be getting into with a 30-year fixed, we're going to be able to qualify you for more, a higher sales price. Your payment is going to be less. Everything all around about that adjustable is actually a benefit. It's not bad. It's just that, again, the situation that we were in, where we were at the time, interest rates being as low as they were, obviously, if you can take a 30-year fix at a super duper low rate, that is the best choice at that point in time. So we're in a new environment. We're in a new day and age. We've got to make sure that you guys can still keep real estate affordable, payments affordable, pay off debts, debt consolidate, pull out money for home improvements, get rid of mortgage insurance. And how do we do that? Adjustables are going to be the new go-to. That is for sure. But we do have to make sure that we talk to you, talk about you, your situation. How long are you going to hold that loan open? When is the next time you think you're going to want more cash? Can we pay off your debts? Can you control yourself? Put those credit cards away, not use them? Can you, whatever that situation might be, are we going to refinance, pull out cash to redo the kitchen, and then all of a sudden you're calling back to do bathrooms again? So maybe we get it all done at one time and get you into a mortgage rate that you can afford. So adjustables are not the end of the world, guys. They're actually a solid opportunity and a good benefit for you in this raising rate environment, and definitely something to give us a call and talk to us about. So once again, I'm going to go back to, if you want to talk to somebody today, you guys can do that. I'm recording this on YouTube right now. My assistant Jenny's answering the phone. You can get an appointment on my calendar to speak with me. You can talk with one of the girls that are on my team. You can get an immediate transfer right away, Monday through Friday from 9 to 5. So you guys are going to call 844-935-3634. That's 844 We Lend for You. WELEND and the number 4. If you're listening on Saturday and Sunday by radio, you guys aren't following along while I'm doing it live on YouTube, then still call that number. Get yourself an appointment for today. We don't have a live transfer, but you can book yourself an appointment for a phone call today from one of the girls on my team. You can also go to the website, mortgagemomradio.com, and you can book your own appointment right through the website for a phone call today. So please make sure that you do that. Reach out if you've been thinking about doing something and you heard rates went up and you feel like it's not an opportunity for you. It really might be. Maybe it's just time for us to start pulling programs out of our arsenal that we haven't used in a really long time. I'm going to take a super quick break, and when I get back, I'm going to start talking about buy downs. If there's anything that I've said right now during this time about adjustables that you have a question, you want to ask me, I can see you guys watching. I know we've got quite a few of you on the feed right now. Please feel free to put that into the comments. If you're watching and you're not telling me that you're there, say something. Throw your hand up and say hi. I'd love to know that you guys are there. But we're going to take a super quick break. We'll be right back, and we're going to hit buy downs. All right. Well, once again, thank you so much for watching. This is Mortgage Mom Radio. I am Debbie Marcoux. I am the Mortgage Mom. Today, we are talking all about adjustable rate mortgages and buy downs. Those are 1-to-1 buy down, 2-1 buy downs, 3-1 buy downs, 3-2-1 buy downs, whatever you want to call them. But they are buy downs, and people haven't heard the word buy down in years. And so we're going to start talking about those today because, again, they are a program that is actually quite a great program, something that might fit many of you that are listening that have been thinking about buying a home. And now you're starting to feel that pinch of rates are up, home prices are up. Have I priced myself out? Am I not going to be able to buy a home? Well, buy downs are actually a super cool program that we haven't had to use in years because we've been on the down elevator, But now, unfortunately, we're at the mall and we're going up to the second level. So we are on that up elevator at this time. Carrie jumps on. She says, hi, Debbie. I'm here watching and working. Great info for this new market. You are welcome, Carrie. And I love having you on the team. So you girls, it was a great meeting yesterday. And I love that we always get to talk about how things are evolving and where are we going to go next to keep all of our listeners and our borrowers at the cutting edge of what's the next move to make sure that things stay affordable and they continue their home journeys in purchasing properties. So we're talking buy downs, and let's get into that, right? Because buy downs are great. And who is a good candidate for a buy down? So let's talk about this because it's very important. So number one, what is a buy down? And then we're going to get into who is a candidate for a buy down. And Mikey, since you're sitting behind the camera, I want you to write down candidate, because I don't want to miss that part of the episode that I don't go back to it. It's very important that we talk about who's a candidate for this program, because we don't want to put the wrong person into a program that doesn't work for them. So let's get into it. What is a buy down? So a buy down, we're not talking about paying discount points to buy your rate down for a permanent rate reduction, right? You've probably heard it numerous times. Well, you could pay 1 point, you could pay 2 points, you can buy your rate down. That means that you're taking an interest rate, and I'm just throwing numbers out there. I'm not telling you that this is an interest rate that you're going to get. This is just educational purposes only to understand what I'm trying to explain. So let's just say that you call me and you say, what is the rate today? And I quote you a rate of 5%. And I say, but if you pay 1 point, you can buy your rate down to 4 3/4. That is a different scenario. That is buying your interest rate down for the term of the loan. If it is a 30-year fixed rate mortgage, you are buying your rate down for the entire 30 years. That is paying points, discount points, and that is buying down your rate. This is it's called a buy down. It is a program. It is a 3-2-1 buy down, a 2-1 buy down, and a 1-0 buy down is actually the technical term. So what is that? What does that mean? So number one, that is like getting a start rate. Let's say that today's rate is 5%, like I used in my previous example. You could call me and I could say, hey, I have a one year buy down that I could offer you a start rate of 4% for the first year. Then in 1 year from the time that we close, then the rate will go to 5%, and then the interest rate will stay there, fixed for the remaining 29 years. The same thing happens in a 2-1 or a 3-2-1 buy down, right? Why do we call it a 3-1 or a 3-2-1? It's because it's going to adjust one time per year. So maybe you call me today and I say that the interest rate is 5%, and we're going to do a 2-year 2-1 buy down. So we're going to start at a rate of 3%. The next year, we're going to go to a rate of 4%. Then the following year, we're going to stop fixed at 5%. Again, it's still a fixed rate mortgage. So for the remaining 28 years of the term, your rate will be at where rates should be today if you had locked it in with no buy down. So why would somebody want to do this? Well, number one, obviously, the interest that you pay and the monthly payment that you make at 3%, then 4% before getting to the final number of where rates are at today is significantly lower. It's a nice reduction in the payment, and it makes things more affordable. So we do have even a 3-2-1 buy down. So that would take a rate of 5% and take it all the way down to 2. So you're going to go 2, 3, 4, and stop at 5. So it's really a very good program, but it's not for everybody. I love this program. I think it's fantastic, but now I don't even need Mikey to remind me to talk about who's a candidate for this product. So who's a candidate for this product? Who should be getting their ears perked up right now and listening and wondering if it's a good for them and giving us a call to talk about it? Well, it's somebody that maybe just got out of school and started a brand new job. Maybe somebody that just started a brand new job. Okay, so what do I mean? So let's say that you went to school to become a nurse. Let's say you went to school to become an attorney, a doctor. Let's say that you just changed career paths and you went into a position where you are brand new in commission, or maybe you just changed jobs and you went to a job where you get bonuses. Okay, so we all know from the experience of listening to me and talk about bonus income and talk about commission income and talk about brand new jobs, overtime income. We all know that for me to use your bonus income, commission income, overtime income, we have to have a 2-year history of that income in order to include it in your qualifying income for your debt ratios. So if you have a brand new job and you know you're going to knock it out of the park, you're going to make a lot of money when it comes to the comp that you're going to make, you're a brand new nurse, you don't have 2-year experience with that OT, but it's guaranteed you're always going to make it. Well, a buy down is going to help us get you into a payment that's more affordable at the beginning, that we feel more confident writing the loan for you. But you know that you have the income to afford the end payment where it's going to land once all of the adjustments have been made. So you are a perfect candidate for a buy down. Who else would be a perfect candidate for a buy down? Well, that person that did just get out of school, that person that is starting in a position that they're going to get multiple raises very quickly. They come in at a starting salary that is for while they're on probation. Maybe you're a police officer, maybe you're a fireman and you come in at probationary pay, or you're in the academy and you're getting paid a certain dollar amount. But you know that as you stay on the force or you stay, with the department, that you're going to get raises. They're going to happen pretty quickly. Every year you get one. You can count on a certain percentage of an increase in your raise. And so you know that by the time you get through your adjustments, that you are going to be able to afford that final number where that rate will land and where that payment will end. But maybe for the beginning of the loan, it would feel a lot better and it would be easier on the budget and the cash flow monthly to pay that lower payment amount. So starting at that 3%, 4% and ending at that 5% might be something that is much more easier for you to swallow, gives you the opportunity to still go out there and keep looking at homes, even though interest rates have gone up, and that final payment is where you're going to end up wearing your big boy pants and having to make that payment from there forward. So again, these are just they're not new programs. They've been around for a really long time, but we haven't been in an environment that we've needed them. They haven't been something that's been relevant to where we've been over the last, I would say, 10 to 15 years, but they are programs that have been around for a long time. If you're working with a loan officer or a mortgage company that hasn't been in the business going back that far, they probably don't even know what it is. They probably won't even know how to answer your questions. How do they work? What's it going to cost me to do the buy down? Trust me, guys, you still have to pay for the buy down, similar to paying points to buy your rate down, but you're going to see a lot more improvement in that start rate. You're going to see a big drop. You're going to go from 5% to a beginning start rate of 4%, 3%, 2%, instead of buying down the rate for just the term of the loan, 0.25% for a whole 30 years. What does that 0.25% truly do for you? Well, maybe it makes more sense for you. And that's why you have to get that phone consultation with us. You need to talk with me or someone on the team to determine if these are options that you should be considering. Remember, this is not just for somebody buying a home. You can do a buy down on a refinance. You can do an adjustable rate on a refinance. So it might be something that is worth it for you if you've been thinking about getting that debt consolidation done, but you've been worried that you're going to lose that rate that you currently have right now today. And that's going to be the last part of the show that I'm going to talk about. We're going to talk about adjustable rates. We're going to talk about my blended rate calculator. We're going to talk about if you have an interest rate that's so low that you're really worried about doing a refinance, but you have things that you need. You need the cash out of your house. What do you do? So that's going to be the next part of this show. It's going to be the final piece of the pie for today. But I do want to remind everybody, if you have questions, throw them into the feed. It's an interactive show. I want to read them out loud. I want to answer them for you. I want to make sure that I'm getting you relevant information that you feel good about, that you need, and that you want to know. So please make sure you put that in the feed. If you guys are all watching right now, it truly does help me. Please give me a thumbs up on the show. It does help the algorithm, and it gets more free education out to more people. It just puts us higher up in that search engine in YouTube. If you want to watch me do this show every Monday and Wednesday at 1 p.m., make sure you subscribe to the channel. Click that notification bell to all so that you do get a notification when we go live. Another way to make sure that you don't miss us, but also to get the link to download my phone app with all of the tools and to opt yourself in to make sure you get at least one text message a week to let you know that we are live. You're going to text the word MOM to 844-935-3634. That's 844 We Lend for You. WELEND and the number 4. Text the word MOM to that number. You'll get a link to the phone app so you can download that. You'll opt yourself in to get one text message a week. Promise I'm not spamming you. I'm not trying to sell you anything. I'm just letting you know that I've gone live and making it easier for you to click the link and jump onto the program. Also, that's the same phone number to reach us every single day of the week. Saturday and Sunday, you guys can make an appointment to get a phone call back that day. You call during the week between 9 and 5. You can get on my calendar for an appointment, or you can be live transferred to one of the girls on my team to get that free consultation started. So once again, it's 844-935-3634. That's 844 We Lend for You. WELEND and the number 4. We're going to take a super quick break, and we'll be right back to talk about that blended rate calculator. All right. Well, welcome back to Mortgage Mom Radio. Again, I am Debbie Marcoux. I am the Mortgage Mom, and I am the only trademarked Mortgage Mom. So if you guys hear somebody else calling themselves that, tell them they're not legal. They can't do that. They are not the Mortgage Mom. It is that girl over in California that's doing that YouTube show and's had that podcast for the last 7 years. So anyway, welcome back to the show. I'm Debbie Marcoux. Michaela jumps on. She says, "You look amazing." Michaela, thank you so much. She is actually my hair and makeup lady, and she makes me look great every single week. I cannot say tell her thank you enough. And not only that, but her services are awesome. So anybody out there that is looking for some help, if you guys need her information, please reach out to me. Go to my website, to mortgagemomradio.com, and send me a message right through the contact us, or email me to questions@mortgagemomradio.com. I'd be more than happy to share her information as long as I don't lose her services. So, Michaela, thank you again. Really, really appreciate that. Anyway, so back to the show. We're talking about adjustable rate mortgages, buy downs, and now we're going to get into the blended rate calculator. I have not talked about the blended rate calculator probably, I would say, since 2018, 19. And at the end of 18, just to give you guys a little brief history lesson, at the end of 18, I'd say it was probably about October from memory. We had a really quick spike in rates, and why it happened back at that point in time, I have no idea. But we did end up having a really quick spike in rates. Interest rates were about 5.5%, 6%. I think even for an investment property, somebody purchasing an investment, rates had gone up to about 6.5% during that time. All the way through about mid-19, and then all of a sudden in mid-19, we started back on the down escalator again very, very quickly. So it was a very short, brief point of time, but that's probably the last time that I've really focused on that blended rate calculator. So we're going to do it again today because it is very beneficial and, again, relevant to today's environment with interest rates going up. So what did I use to talk about back then, and what am I going to talk about still again today? Well, let's talk about this. Let's get down and dirty, right? Many of you that are listening to me do own homes, and many of you have refinanced, and many of you have fantastic interest rates, or you have bought a home during the amazing boom of 2020 and 2021. You guys decided you needed more space. You were working from home. You were selling your property. You were buying another. You had a bunch of equity. Interest rates were down, and you were able to obtain an interest rate that was in the low 3s. Some of you got lucky enough to get into the 2s, right? So let's talk about, what do you do now? Now you've got this amazing 30-year fixed at an interest rate of 3%, let's say, but your roof is bad. You need to redo it. It's going to leak. The next time we get, we're just getting through the through the winter, the best time to do it's going to be the summertime, so that by the time next winter rolls around, you don't have the problems that you had this year, right? And hopefully we all get a little bit more rain this coming winter, right? So what do? You need a new roof. You do need to remodel that kitchen, or you need to remodel those bathrooms. You bought that house, you knew you were going to remodel it, and you're figuring out that, oh my goodness, being a new homeowner and everything else that I've bought and the move in itself, and I just don't have the cash I thought I was going to have to do the renos, but I've really got to get this done. So maybe you do need to renovate. Maybe you were out of work a little bit in 2020 because we all got shut down, and you used those credit cards during the time that you didn't have a lot of income coming in. And so, maybe you have brought that debt up and you need to try to figure out how to consolidate. There's many reasons why somebody might want to do a refinance right now, but they just don't want to touch that first mortgage. They're worried about it, right? So let's talk about why you might and when it might make sense, and how do we figure out if it makes sense. That's the blended rate calculator that I'm talking about. Heidi jumps on. She says, it is much easier to understand the benefit. And Armando jumps on and he says, that's me. So I do want to talk about this blended rate calculator, because I think many of you guys are thinking about this right now. So our blended rate calculator, what it is it is a true calculator that we are literally plugging your information into. So you're going to call me, you're going to call and you're going to talk to Carrie, Heidi, Cindy, Heather, whoever it is that you get on the phone. What I'm going to encourage you to do is to make sure that you have every single statement in your hand at the time of the call. And what I'm talking about is your mortgage statement, your home equity line of credit statement that you have, which, guys, if you've got a home equity line of credit, even if you love that payment before, after the rate goes up 6 more times this year and 3 more times next year, you're going to hate that equity line payment. And we need to do that calculator based on where that interest rate is going to go to, not based on where that interest rate is at today. So keep that in mind. You need the statements. We can't get the information from you if you don't have them in front of you. Credit card statements, have those in front of you. Care credit for any medical or dental bills that you've used care credit for. Have your buy now, pay laters in front of you. Have your student loans in front of you. Have every single debt in front of you that you owe somebody money. Your car loans, your RV, anything that you owe money on, your razors, your quads, right? Anything, your boat, have it all in front of you. We may not be able to pay all of that off, obviously, but based on the equity in your home and the amount of money that we can get out, we're going to determine which loans, which debts are the most beneficial to pay off to bring down your blended rate. So what is your blended rate? We're going to take all those statements. You're going to read them to us over the phone, or you're going to send us an email with all of those statements attached. We're going to plug everything in. First mortgage, right? Let's say you've got Wells Fargo and it's $400,000 at 3%. Home equity line of credit, $50,000 at 6 3/4%. So we're going to actually bump that up. We're going to take a quarter and we're going to add 9 times to it. And then we're going to put the rate in, right? We're going to take the credit card. Yo, Citibank, 22%, 23%. Yo, Best Buy, 24.9. You owe care credit. Actually, the interest rate is so high that you never pay it off if you make a minimum. So we're going to take all those and we're going to plug them in. And then we're going to calculate. The calculator is going to show us, what are you actually paying in a blended rate per month? Are you really paying 3% that you're worried about getting rid of? Or are you really paying 6 1/4, 7, 7.5%, 5%, 5 1/4? So then we're going to look at, what is the new monthly payment going to be? How much are you going to save monthly? How much is your cash flow going to improve? And that is how we're going to determine whether or not it makes sense to do that refinance, even though you're going to lose that interest rate that you locked in so low a year ago or 2 years ago. And I know it's scary and I know it stinks, but unfortunately life happens. And the best thing that we can do is to get you into a place that is better for you. If we can save you money cash flow wise, we can reduce the interest rate that you pay in total over all of your debts on a monthly and annual basis. That's still positive. So look at the bright side. What do we do on top of that? We talk about, how long are you going to be in that home? How long do you think you'll stay there? And then maybe we pull an adjustable out. Maybe we get a little bit of even better interest rate and give you a little bit lower rate. So we're going to determine what the best options are, but I don't want you to stop. I want you to call. I want you to get an appointment. I want you to get either on my calendar or talk with one of the girls when it's convenient for you, and make sure that you are prepared to have the best phone consultation possible. We can't do it for you unless you have everything in front of you to know the answers. You need to have it in front of you. Pull the statements, book the appointment, and talk to us. Let's see if it makes sense. Math doesn't lie. We can't try to trick you. We can't try to tell you that you should or you shouldn't. The math is going to show you whether it makes sense for you. We are here to help you. We are here to educate you. We are here to guide you. And we are here to help get you into the mortgage, get you into a better financial situation, and get you feeling better every month with a better monthly payment and more cash flow. So once again, reach out to the team. I'm Debbie Marcoux. You guys want to get on my calendar to talk to me, the mortgage mom, you got to call Monday through Friday between 9 and 5 to get on my calendar personally. Or you got to send me an email to questions@mortgagemomradio.com. Go to our website and click the Contact Us button and send me a message. You have to somehow get through directly to me. If it is Saturday or Sunday or Monday through Friday and you don't care if it's me, you believe in my team, which I'm going to tell you right now, you should. Every single one of them are amazing, and you want answers right now, super fast. You're not waiting for me. Go to the website, go to mortgagemomradio.com, click on that appointment button and schedule it. If you've got that phone app, go ahead and click on that book appointment button right there in the phone app. If you call the office, book the appointment, schedule Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. We're going to get you a live transfer to somebody available. No matter what, we are here to help you. We want to get the consultation done, and we want to get you pointed in the right direction. Don't forget, adjustable rate mortgages are not bad. They're amazing. I actually have one personally myself. Buy downs are pretty awesome depending on your situation, making sure that in the future, you're going to be able to afford the final number that you see. And paying off your current mortgage and taking a higher interest rate to get rid of debt, do home improvements, is not necessarily a bad thing. It depends on every other debt that you have in your life that you also owe, and how much of it can we get paid off, and how much are we going to actually save you, and how much is your interest rate actually going to improve, even though the number on the mortgage statement looks a little bit higher. So give us a call the office. It's 844-935-3634. That's 844 We Lend for You. WELEND and the number 4. Text the word mom to the same number. You'll opt yourself in so you can watch me do this show once a week live and ask your questions right in the feed. You will get a link to the phone app so you can put that on your phone and play with those calculators, watch the YouTube, send me an email, book your appointments, apply for your loan. And remember that the phone app that is in the Google Store or the iTunes Store is for once you are in process with a mortgage. That does not give you all of the same tools that the Mortgage Mom Radio app does give you. So you do need to actually text mom, go to my website, go to the YouTube channel. There's actually a button you can click on there to download the phone app. You can get the phone app many places, but the one I want you to have is the one that you can email me. You can email Heidi, Carrie, Heather. You can call the office. You can watch YouTube. You can listen to the podcast. You can run payment calculators for FHA, VA, conventional, and USDA. You can run affordability calculators. There is so much you can do with that phone app, and you can apply for your loan. So opt in. If you guys are watching the show still, please give me a thumbs up. It does help the algorithm here on YouTube. Subscribe to my channel. We're live every Monday and Wednesday at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And I'll be back next week. I think, I know what next week is, but it's not hitting me at the moment. So we'll be back next week with another great episode with Mortgage Mom Radio. Talk to y'all real soon. Bye-bye.
Debbie Marcoux is licensed by the Department of Financial Institutions and MLS ID 237926. Also licensed in Arizona 0941504, Florida LO 76508, Georgia 69178, Idaho, Nevada 57237, Oregon, Tennessee 184373, Texas, Washington MLO 237926.
She's a mortgage mom. She can get things done when you're in need and don't know where to go. Pick up the phone and call mom.